Hello, welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on March 2nd, 2021. Bang, 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 bang. This is how fast a gun can get introduced into a conflict. 1 minute, there's nothing. Next minute, it's out, cocked, ready to go. Good thing it's not real. It is a very good replica though. This is a replica, a pellet gun replica of a 6-hour P226 made in Germany. A very expensive and now discontinued model, I was told. This was given to me by my sensei, Alan Gillang, as a donation to the training equipment for night strike self-defense. Now, while in the US, a lot of people know their firearm, a lot of people know how to handle their firearm, so you probably don't really need this episode as uh, anything new, but it's always good as a refresher. For the rest of the world, hard as it is to believe for our American friend, for the rest of the world, there's a lot of us, there's a lot of people that will go through their life without ever handling a real gun. So this is where it is very important. A lot of people ask us, okay, so why do you guys train with pistols? Why do you guys train with guns? What exactly is likelihood of you running into a person who's trying to rob you and stick a gun right in your chest at this close proximity? Anyway, how often does that actually happen? Well, I'm glad to say not very often. Uh, I mean, a lot of times people will hold you up at gunpoint and they'll be way across the room or across the counter or something like that. In that case, nothing, uh, no martial art is going to help you with that. But what if? What if someone really come up to you while you are standing at the ATM machine, stick a gun in your lower back, asking for your money? What if you are opening your car door and someone hold a gun to your head at a close proximity, demands for you to get in the car, and they will take you somewhere? Things like that do happen, and as we already illustrated, sometimes it happens as quickly as this. Now, I'm not even one of the best at quick draw. No, but a person in a trench coat, heck, with a gun like this, with a gun like a 6-hour P226, I don't even need a trench coat. I put it in my pant pocket. If I have a regular jacket over it, you wouldn't really see it until I'm beside you. I pull it out, cock the hammer, and you're already being threatened with a gun. This is why we do it, because a lot of people have have no idea here in Canada anyway. A lot of people have no idea how a gun feels, what it feels like to have a gun jammed up against the side of your neck or your face or your head. When you feel that cold metallic barrel and the weight pressing against you, it is a lot more unnerving than you would think. It feels very different from using one of those rubber training pistols. Yeah? We have done trainings before where we load blank caps into these pellet guns, uh, or just load them up with the gas and without loading the pellet in. So when you pull the trigger, rather than a blank report like this, a click like this, it actually makes a bang like a real gun. even with that kind of sound, it adds such a dimension of psychological pressure to your training. It's just so much more realism. And it really gives you a feel for what it's like if it was a real thing. So when we train with these pistols, we are not telling you that these things happen a lot, and you definitely have to uh, know how to deal with these in this way and that way. But what we are saying is you need to at least know which part of the gun is which. You need to know what it's like to wrestle a gun out of someone's grip, to direct the barrel around from your body, to turn away from the barrel, and what's going to happen if you don't get out of the way and the person pulls the trigger. Here in class, it's just a puff of smoke and a bang in your face. Okay? But out there, you end up dead. Let me quickly say this. I do not recommend you ever try to fight for the gun. Someone point a gun to your head, someone point a gun to your chest, someone point a gun to the lower back. Give them your money, give them your car key, give them whatever, okay? It's not worth dying for, even if you have some kind of master's ranking in Commando Krav Maga, and you know what you're doing, and you believe in what you're doing, it's still not worth reaching for that gun and trying to wrestle it out of the person's hand, okay? Because the simple fact of the matter is, when you do that, even if the person's original intention wasn't about shooting you, let's say the person points a gun at you and just trying to scare you, but they didn't really want to shoot you. The moment you whip around with your super badass karate move or taekwondo move, bang, 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 okay? Natural reaction. The person is thinking about defending themselves. They're going to shoot you dead, okay? And the the ability for the finger to pull the trigger is click, click, versus your body go boom, move, and move. Okay? Can you move faster than that? Sure, I can move faster than that. But it's still going to be a very close thing compared to click, click, click. Okay? So don't ever take that chance. If you can, give them whatever they want. The only time we will make a fight of it is when we know that they're taking us off somewhere to be harmed, tortured, raped, or killed. Or they're taking our family members away to be harmed, tortured, raped, or killed. That's when we make a fight of it. That's when we try to take that gun away. But if all they want is their worldly possession, then give it to them. Give anything to them. Please. Okay? Now, with that said, when you're struggling for that gun, and once you get that gun, this is what I want to cover today, is what you do with it. What do you do with a gun after you get a hold of it? Let's say someone points a gun at my face, and I do my cool Steven Seagal trick, and now I have the gun. What do I do with it? Well, some people is going to say, well, turn the gun around and point it at them and tell them to get down on their knee. That is not a bad idea, except you got to take into consideration that sometimes they might be threatening you with an empty gun. A lot of criminals, especially small-time people, they got a gun, they don't have money for bullets, so they'll bluff you with an empty gun. Well, you don't really know one way or another, but they do. So, so the moment I take this and I turn this on him and tell him to get down on your knee, okay? I think I'm holding a loaded gun. He may think, he may know there's nothing there. So while I'm standing here telling him to get down on his knees, the criminal is slowly getting down on his knees and then whipping out a knife from his pocket and when I still think I got a loaded gun in my hand. So when I see him move, I pull the trigger, and all I get is click, and I go, oh crap! And now he has a knife, I have an empty gun. Bad deal for me. Okay. So again, unless you know your firearm, unless you know what to look for, unless you can tell without a shadow of a doubt that it is a loaded gun, don't just take the gun and aim it at them and hoping that it will work, because you don't know, they do. Okay? So what do we do? Some people, especially people who watch Western movie a lot, they after taking the gun, they'll grab it by the barrel and then use the grip like a hammer. Okay? Don't do that. Because no matter what you do, when you're handling a firearm, never, never, never point the barrel at yourself. Even if the safety is on, I know I've been doing that with this gun, but because I know it's not loaded, and I know it's not going to kill me. But with a real firearm, never, never, never point the barrel at yourself. So don't grab the barrel and use the grip to hit the person. If it's a loaded gun, you hit the person with the grip, the gun may go off and it go right into your body. Right? It's not a Western cowboy movie. Okay? And even if you watch Western cowboy movie, a lot of them will do it the correct way, which is someone point the gun at my head, I go into my move, I grab the gun away from them, I pull the gun back and hit them with the barrel of the gun. My hand do not leave the body of the gun. The barrel never point at me. I pull it back to my face like this, like I'm going to kiss the butt of the gun, and I whip the barrel forward with both hands, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. Every time I hit them with the barrel, I move forward into them. I move forward into them. Okay? The barrel of the gun is really solid. It's going to do a lot of damage. You don't need to hit them with a grip. Okay? At least if you keep the barrel facing them, gun go off, it go into them, not going to go into you. Okay? So let's look at several variations of how to strike with a gun from that point. As I already showed you, one variation, hold the body of the gun with both hands, uh, like you're holding a baseball bat, and then pull the grip to your own face, and then whip it forward, whip the barrel forward. Pull the grip to your face, whip the barrel forward. Okay, that is one form. Second form is we hold it like regular grip on the gun, hand wrapped around the butt of the gun. This is assuming that you have time to turn this around to grab it properly. And from here, I can either do a standard hammer fist and lash them with a barrel, hammer fist, lashing them with a barrel up to down. Or I can pull it across my body, whip the barrel across, whip the barrel across. Again, hammer fist horizontally, hammer fist horizontally. No matter if I'm doing a regular vertical hammer fist or I'm doing a horizontal hammer fist, the barrel never point at me. Barrel always point at them. I either going to hit them with a butt or I whip them with a barrel. Okay. Another way to do this is one hand wrapped around the butt of the gun, the other hand grab the body of the gun, pull it to my rib cage, and then stab it forward with a barrel. Pull it to my rib cage and then stab it forward with a barrel. Okay? Pretending this is a sword and you want to ram the barrel right through them. Where do you strike with a barrel? If you have to strike with the barrel of the gun, you always go for the head, the face, the collarbone, the hand that is defending them. Don't try to go for the shoulder. Don't go for the chest. Okay, because some people can take a lot of abuse, especially if they're wearing thick jacket or stuff like that on their torso. So when you are leading with the barrel, always go for the face, for the face, for the face, for the face. You got 4 movement right there. 1 from my face forward. 2 from vertical hammer fist. 3 horizontal hammer fist. 4 from my rib cage up to the face. Okay, again, after taking the gun away from the person, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, you don't need to change it up like that. I'm just showing you different angles. Okay, number 1, both hands around the body of the gun, grip coming to my face, whipping the barrel forward. Number 2, hand around the grip, hammer fist down. Number 3, hand around the grip, hammer fist horizontally. Number 4, hand around the grip, the other hand around the body of the gun, pull to my rib and jab forward. Okay. Again, please, when you have a choice, don't ever wrestle with a gun. Just not worth it to get shot by accident when you could have avoided by handing over your wallet. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. Um, Girlfriend is not doing very well. We thought she was out of the woods, but she had to go back in the hospital to get more things done. She was very disoriented, and I'm kind of worried at this point. So, uh, if I'm a little bit abrupt, that's why. A bit of good news: the new episode of the podcast has been released. So, for those of you who like the Johnny Tiger Experience podcast, episode 74 is out there. It's almost 3 hours long. It's a very exclusive interview with 2 really badass martial artists out there in that episode. So go check it out. If you have not checked out the podcast, you can find it on Spotify or anything you listen to your podcast for, or just do a Google search for the Johnny Tiger Experience podcast. I will speak to you guys tomorrow with Wisdom Wednesday. For now, have a good night.